What's the most efficient point for that business to produce? How many bears per week?
180.
No. Tell you why. When it produces 180, the workers are working at their most efficient. We already know that. But the workers are only the... Now we have to take into account total cost. I want somebody to tell me what's the most efficient point that that business can produce when we take into account all costs. And I'll give you a clue.
In cross-section.
Well, there's a clue.
The intersection will be the most efficient one.
So can you tell me approximately where is the most efficient number of output per week that that business can produce?
190 maybe.
190 maybe? Maybe 200? Yeah, great. So we don't need to work that out, we just need to know. So, there's one more curve that you haven't seen yet, but you should know what it is and where it goes.
Average cost.
It's the average cost curve, yeah, the average total cost curve. And where does that go? Can somebody come and show me? Don't draw on this. Come and show me somebody. Where is the average total cost curve? Yeah? Don't draw. Indicate where it goes.
There.
Is he right?
Yeah.
Yes, he is. Perfect. Thank you for this one. Goes there. And that's the average cost curve. Now, where is all this leading to? Because we've been doing some hard work on average cost, total cost, marginal cost, the relationship between average and marginal. It's very difficult. Why do we do all of this? Well, we're coming to that in a moment. It's something to do with these economists that you see here. Now, when we first started the course a few months ago, I told you the most easy model of a business that we can have. Can somebody tell me the model of the business that we've been using? You know, if you want to describe a business, if I say, okay, what's a firm, what's a business, you can tell me that with one easy equation. Can you remember it? It's a model that describes any business that you can think of. Microsoft Corporation, Walmart, ExxonMobil. Profit equals revenue minus costs. Great. Okay, well, that's our new model now. Now, we're not going to use that one now because that's too easy. We want to use that one. But there's something missing from that model. It's got to say the same thing as that model, but that one can tell us more. So tell me what's missing.
Price.
Excellent. The price is missing from that model. Because we've got all the information about costs. Firms want to maximise profit, and we need to find out about price. Where does the price come from?
Market.
The market.
Supply and demand.
Supply and demand. Let's have a look then at where the price comes from. You can easily tell me the price now.
200.
The price is 200, yeah. So let's put the price now into our model of a business. See what happens. Firms are price takers. What does that mean?
They accept the price which is
Decided in the
Market.
perfect, yeah. These firms, they can't set their own price. They can't set a higher price or a lower price. Why?
competition.
Because of competition. Great. So, there's the price. Let's say it's 200. Let's take a closer look now at what that business will do. Okay, the price has to be accepted by that business. The costs are already already determined because of the... No, supply and demand determines the price. What determines the costs? It's a law. The law of diminishing return. So the business can't decide about its costs. It can't decide about the price. What's the only decision that business can make? Yeah, output. How much output it will produce in, let's say, a day. So let's say these are pairs of boots in the market for boots in Tokyo. How many pairs of boots will that firm produce in one day? What does the firm want to do? It wants to maximize its profit. Let's see what happens then. Let's say the business was producing 2 pairs of boots per day, and it wants to increase that production to 3 pairs of boots per day. We're going to look at how costs change when it does that. When it changes producing from 2 boots a day to 3 pairs of boots a day, how does the cost change? So where are we going to look to find out where the cost changes? We're going to look at marginal cost. Okay? So, what is the marginal cost when output changes to 3? 60. Now, we have to assume that when we produce something, we sell it as well. So, when that firm sells that 3rd pair of boots, that one, how much does revenue change? What happens to revenue?
Doesn't change.
It changes because they sell a pair of boots. It changes by, which is
200.
revenue changes by 200. So the costs go up by 60. The revenue goes up by
200.
What happens to the profit? It increases by
140.
By 140. Brilliant. Now let's say the business isn't satisfied, so it wants to start producing 4 pairs of boots per day. How do the costs change? What happens to costs?
Increase.
By about 70. Great. What happens to revenue? How does revenue change?
200.
It goes up by 200. What happens to the profit?
130.
Can you do the next one?
85.
85. What happens to revenue?
200.
What happens to profit? 115. Can someone see what's going to happen? What's happening to profit here?
Increase.
It's increasing. Well, let's do one more. Let's say the business wants to produce 6 per day. What happens to the cost? It goes up 110. What happens to revenue?
200.
What happens to profit? It goes up by 90. Before I give you the answer in a moment, can some really clever person tell me what's going to be the best output per day for that business?
8.
8? Yeah, why?
Because if they produce 9, they don't have any profit.
Well, they will have some profit.
But don't change increasing.
So what will happen to profit if they produce 9?
It's minus 50.
Profit will? Yeah? Any? Well, I think you know the answer, don't you? You've already told me the answer, that 8. What happens to profit at an output of 8?
Change of profit 0.
The change of profit is 0, yeah? And the change of profit at 9 is?
Minus 50.
Brilliant. So there's one word I'm looking for now, just to make this lesson like really great. What's the word I'm going to write on the board? At an output of 8, profit is? Brilliant, yeah? Profit is maximised at an output of 8. So, yeah, it's really good. The other class didn't get that. There's the best output. That's all you've got to remember. Profit is maximised when price equals marginal cost. Yeah. Can somebody tell me how much profit the business has made? We know it's maximised, but how much profit did the business make in one day? Do we know?
No.
Yes.
Rosanna?
Yes. 100 or 1,600.
Well, we know. We don't really know, because look, we started here. What about the profit that was made at one? They're here. Let's have a look and see if we can find out exactly how much profit this business makes. That's the best output. Profit is maximised. See if we can do it. Look at that table. So when the business produces 8 pairs of boots every day, how much revenue does the firm earn per unit? 200. What is the cost to that firm of every unit on average?
Now,
130, about there.
Yes.
How do you know that?
Average cost at point.
When output is 8, find out what the average cost. Yeah, perfect. So let's have a look. There's the output. There's the price. The average cost is, you're right, about 130. So how much profit does the firm make on every unit it sells, every pair of boots it sells?
70.
So what's the total profit?
560.
560, yeah? Can you show me where the profit is on that diagram? Describe to me, where's the profit in that diagram? It's the rectangle, isn't it? There.
Yes.
That's the profit. That's 560. Right, before we forget, because this is very important, can you please put that somehow into your own words? Can you copy a diagram like that? Show what happens when output increases to cost, to revenue. Can you try and do that now, before you forget? As the firm increases output along here, profit continues to increase until there, then it decreases. That's so important, so please write that in your own words now.